Welcome back to Book of Dawn, IOTH Academy. Tormented by Gnomes, your game master, joined after the break by Crone and Lemon Kiwi. Our heroes are at a crossroads as they wait for the information they need to pull off their plan to rescue the Dok-Elfar sage. But as time progresses throughout the afternoon, a new complication arises. Athalor has been very quiet this entire time. Partially because he's not here today, but also because he received a letter from home that has been giving him a great deal. He's going through a lot of thought over it. And I am going to briefly use him, and we can catch back up on what he wants to do with his time later, but I am briefly going to use him because he's the first one to find out and share the word with you that his father has been temporarily the Kothramori, the abjurers who govern Onderud Refuge, have elected to temporarily suspend him, relieve him of his duties for medical reasons, to give him time to recover from the disastrous attack on the refuge. His father, of course, being the one who helped banish the sage alongside his brother, who is now a squid man. Further complicating matters is that later on in the day, the two of you catch wind of a flurry of activity near the causeway. Multiple wardens have been severely injured. And a couple of hours later, Untermaler calls the two of you to the war room to talk. Along with a few others, but he's going to read you in on this.
Okay.
Here we go.
When you're gathered around, there is one warden with whom you are not familiar who shows signs of terrible injuries only recently healed by healing potions and similar magic. Master Elnau is present. Master Miahethil Na Onderud is present, as is the captain of the wardens, Jad Chadius. And Untermaler directs your attention to a map. And places one enormous finger precisely on this valley, the location of which I think you know by now is where the Dark Academy is.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon.
The dark. Just measuring.
We can measure later.
We've just received word that Ithgos has annexed and claimed for themselves the Dark Academy and all of its magic. That puts them in a position from which we may be threatened. It expands them directly to our north, and we don't know the full extent of the spells, the artifacts, and the arcane energy at their disposal.
Elnau frowns and wants to know exactly what happened.
After the battle in Onderud, several key members of the Academy were killed.
He gestures, well, he doesn't gesture, he just sort of glances over at Garnet and at Mason.
Leaving them virtually leaderless. One of the instructors there was sent as an envoy from Ithgos. In the presence of the power vacuum, she claimed dominion over it. We've also confirmed that none of the students that left us to join them have remained. including our spy.
They just left? They went home? They died? Huh?
You think they escaped? They slipped out just as Ithgos was seizing control. We are going to try to locate them, as many of them as we can. Obviously, we can't trust them because we don't know the full story of why they went over to join Alexander. There are several reasons we can imagine. But they took advantage of the opportunity and left, leaving the Dark Academy entirely under Ithgos' control. I think we should consider making it a priority again.
Untermaler. Sorry, you were saying, Garnet?
Is Dark Academy even an issue if they don't have the Book of Dawn anymore? And Alex isn't there that we know of?
It's certainly a much lesser threat. Without the book, we've all seen what they were capable of doing with the Book of Dawn. The question is, what are the facilities and capabilities? If he was using the Book of Dawn to create a replica of this academy, do they have their own elemental wellspring gates up in their own spire? Do they have vaults of magical artifacts that were created by the Book of Dawn? Have they stolen anything from us of which they are now in possession? I don't believe that they are going to pose us an immediate threat, but I do believe that the longer we permit them to retain control of that area, the more dangerous they are going to become. Ithgos does not need to have access to war magic. That is not going to help our case.
So we should do like a Diffraxis invasion again, but even before we know that they have war machines and are going to attack us, or?
That I don't know yet. From our spy, we have decent reports on the interior workings. We are going to debrief them and get as much information as we can. Do the two of you happen to know anything else?
DM question. This like gray stuff, is this like mountains?
Yes.
So we're like protected by mountains kind of thing? Like
Yes.
okay.
IOTH
And this green
Academy,
stuff is
so
all forest?
This is forested mountains. So this whole range is the Sunspire Mountains. These ones are more deserty. These ones are more foresty. Then you have the valley down here, the Deep Shoulder Valley, where a bunch of river dwarves live nearby. The Dark Academy is set up here. Elnau blew up the top of this mountain when she killed that infernal dragon a while ago.
Oh, so people live here aside from Dark Academy.
It's sparsely populated. There are people who live there, and they mostly live there. There's some Ravener bands that are up there, some nomadic people, people who live in hiding to stay free from Ithgos. It's very hard for Ithgos' legions to march into the mountains. So a lot of people, it's sort of just a whole bunch of different independent individuals and free folks.
And is Ithgos like kind of like a Russia situation where they have a lot of land but not a lot of people, like concentrated people there? Or is this like all concentrated?
It's
all of people
somewhere in between. I mean, Ithgos, they have been waging war on Brontha up until the second miracle, the day of your birth, when their attack was smashed. They've been waging a proxy war on Mazru. They've been raiding the hill folk. The whole reason that Ariana ended up where she was is because her home was destroyed by an Ithgos raid. So they have a strong army. They have good discipline. They have good fortifications. We are not currently at war with them, but the destroyer's explicit purpose is to bring everything under his control. And we think they were behind the attack on Marathon when the destroyer showed up, if only briefly. We believe they were in league with that. We're in open war with Diffraxis. They're already a known threat, but we do not want to turn our backs. Especially because a move like this signals that they are gathering magical power. And what do you need magical power with? To deal with magical threats. Like us. And
Looks at
compared to
Mason.
compared to
To
what
see
they
if
had
he's
before,
worried.
this is a major step up in their magical capabilities.
But they had like none before, or did they have some?
Minimal. They
Minimal.
had war
Oh, well.
mages, like they have access to priests and warlocks of the destroyer. They are able to train war mages and the like, but they don't have access to just the sheer levels of power. Like IOTH Academy is sitting on this well of energy. The priest kingdoms can invoke their gods, all that sort of stuff. Ithgos is primarily a military dictatorship.
Mason would ask in character, is there any history about Ithgos maybe suddenly getting a bunch of power and then using that to attack? Like, is this something that kind of history would repeat itself situation, or have they not really come into massive amounts of power at once before?
They've been more of a slow build over the years. Ever since the destroyer established that province and set the first Archon in position.
Is there any like timing windows between their larger attacks, or is that also just stable, consistent?
Ever since the current Archon took over, they've been doing lots and lots of small engagements, little raids, little tiny battles and proxy wars, keeping their army sharp and training them up. They haven't engaged in any large-scale conflict. Which means they've been building strength this entire time. And why does this matter to us? Because there's every possibility Defraxis, in their moment of vulnerability, is going to be reaching out to them. I don't know if it's a coincidence that they're making this move right as we made our move against Defraxis.
How has Batholo been able to protect themselves from Ithgos so far? Have they not
Running?
crossed that border?
They have. They've crossed it before. They had to cross it to attack Brontha when you were born. That was they tried a full-scale invasion. They just bulldozed through Batholo's borders. Batholo's people are very good at hiding and fighting from the shadows, guerrilla warfare. So they didn't put up a fight when the armies came, but they harried them and poisoned their water supplies and ambushed them at night and that sort of stuff. They also have dragons. Not a lot, but
And we can't do the same thing, just patrolling the mountains and keeping some people in these bushes.
We certainly can, and we certainly will. But Defraxis is still out to the south. I do not call for any specific action at this time. But it is important to know of this new threat. I will see to the patrols and the lookouts and the security of this academy, as is my responsibility. But I would urge you to think of ways to cut off this threat before it grows too great.
I wonder why they would go to the Dark Academy now that they're almost all destroyed and gone than when Alex was in power, and they could have been a lot stronger then.
they did. They sent one envoy there. They had one teacher there, teaching war magic, combat discipline, and so forth. According to our reports, they had reached out to, they had the Herald himself on site. They had the Lich Tarselmore on site teaching them. They had reached out to servants of the Serpent. They had reached out to Defraxis, which is what brought us all into conflict in the first place. And they reached out to Ithgos. It just so happened that this teacher from Ithgos was one of the survivors of the Battle of Onderud. And they were therefore in a position to just take over.
So Alex was trying to ally with all the Infernal allied nations, places?
That's what we believe, yes. And the fact
Maybe
that he
Ith
had
Ghost had wanted to take over from the start, and I mean, that was as good a time as any to do so.
entirely possible.
They do like to all just conquer everything, right?
I'm sure they would have preferred to have control of the Book of Dawn, but they would be very unlikely to try that when the Herald was physically present.
Hmm.
So I think it's precisely because they're weak, Garnet, that they moved in. Because they can.
Do we have any allies with the river dwarves or anybody that could keep an eye on this closer?
I will reach out to the river dwarves. We have very scant few friends amongst them, but it should not be difficult to make more. I fear they will be little able to defend themselves if Ith Ghost moves against them aggressively, but they can share information with us.
No sense in worrying now, I guess.
Just consider, if you can, anything, any ways to harm or destroy them without putting ourselves in too great danger. There is one more thing. Our wardens and battle mages were detected when they went to rescue our spy.
Detected by who?
By the Eithkin, Uromael, and her soldiers. Most of them did not return alive. And they know that we're aware of their actions, which may push them to move faster. I believe that's everything.
But the spy is okay?
Yes. I rely on your minds. Consider it. Thank you.
And that's all he has to offer at this point.
Guess we'll head out to the hall with Mason unless there's more meeting to be done.
No, you've been dismissed unless there's anyone that you want to meet with there.
I would head out with Garnet whenever.
Master Miahethil Na Andrud actually follows you down the hall. The head abjurer.
Hey, buddy, you doing okay? Just jokingly to the Mr. Nocturne.
Cuts a wry smile. I trust word of the medical leave of Athalor's father has reached you by now.
Mm-hmm. That worrying?
I have reason to believe that the Cothamori Moore's health is in perfect condition. I find the circumstances unusual.
They're in perfect health, then why would they be taking a leave? Would they be forced to take a leave, or is it something that they would have done on their own?
It was not the Cothamori Moore himself who made the announcement. It was the rest of the rulers. It was the ruling council of the Cothamori, the rest of the abjurers, who decided that Hadorai should go on leave.
So they forced him out.
He still holds the office, but temporarily exercises none of its powers. I simply think that's
good time for us to scoop up the sage then, if they're all busy and not in charge right now.
Scoop up the sage, blame it on someone else, make a little political chaos, and maybe have him step back into power and everything's okay. Hopefully.
Quite, yes. And he's just going to walk off unless you ask him anything else after sort of agreeing with you lightly.
Later.
Watch him walk away, turn to Garnet. That was interesting.
Fresh war just dropped.
Mm-hmm. What do you think
You
about the Dark Academy thing, Ithgos?
didn't even know it's still a thing. Glad that it's no longer a thing. No students, no academy, so it's just dark place.
Dark place for people going to attack us, maybe? Depends on how much that academy really is like this one. Like how Intermarla was saying. What if the book was used to, make a bunch of stuff that they can use now?
Well, clone will never be as good as the real thing. I'm not really worried. They're trying to be like us, but Alex didn't know everything. And you saw how great he was at using the book. He blew himself up, so whatever they did, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Getting the sage is more important because she could maybe provide a more accurate perspective on Ithgos and how to deal with all that, but I wasn't worried about them then, and I'm still not worried about them now. Unless you feel differently. I wasn't really very born when they were attacking Brontha, but I don't know
Yeah.
how Batholo's been dealing with it.
Ithgos? I mean,
You talk
actually,
to
yeah, out of character.
Francisco about it.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I'd know too much besides the fact that,
Mhm.
like, they would just have had problems before. They've probably
Yeah.
been hurt.
Francisco
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
definitely fill you in. I have something that's going to happen later this afternoon, and I have something that's going to happen tonight. You are
No
welcome
problem.
to do as you please, or we can go to those moments.
I guess we'll just quickly say to Garnet, I mean, I think Ithgos, has attacked Bethel a little bit before, but kind of like we were saying in the room, just smaller scale things, nothing large is a threat though, and now that, I mean, it could have a lot more power, I guess that's concerning for, well, both us and Betholo, especially if, Sventisco and I are going to be going there in the future.
Oh, maybe if I go marry someone from Ithgos, we can just end the war.
Yeah, I surely how that'll go. Marriage fixes everything in war, doesn't it?
Apparently, because that's the biggest problem to Brontha right now, so meh.
Indeed.
I mean, they would have to cross the mountains as soon as we hear from the river dwarves. We'll do that. If anything happens at the dark, if they happen to go to the Dark Academy, they're literally surrounded by a very flammable forest. So
There's war crimes Garnet coming out.
burning the forest would only upset Mother Nature, if that's even a Titan in this world.
Well, Ericur is dead, but there's lots and lots of smaller spirits you would have to worry about. Local fae, spirits of the mountains,
Oh, the Fae
spirits of
don't
the
like me.
trees.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
They can
like
continue
that.
not to like me.
Just
I think they would
continue.
not like you a lot more.
Well, Nenrik is all the way the fuck over there, so they can cross their Ithgos to catch these hands, I guess. But
I guess so. Well, something to worry about in the future, perhaps.
this is all of not of our problem. This is what I'm hearing. Pretty much Athalor's problem with his dad. A lot of yeah. We'll hear from the river dwarves, or not hear from them if something goes wrong, and that's when we'll know if they want to pull up, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully not for a while.
If I were them, I would try to invade easier nations around them, a little bit more accessible, not beyond a mountain or a forest. Ones that, can just blow a hole into their city, but they think they can take us on. I mean, they clearly haven't learned what happened to Diffraxis.
Yeah, I guess they would know, because the Praxis having maybe reached out to them for help afterwards.
Well, not worried.
Okay.
Now
Later,
what?
well, later that afternoon, Cyrus goes to find Garnet wherever it is that she might be. If he can't find
boy
her,
troubles. I'm worried about.
well, if he can't find her, he's going to leave something at her door. You can decide if he can find you or not.
How hard is he looking?
He's going to search around Tarselmore. And if you're not around in Tarselmore, he'll leave it at Tarselmore Hall. He will leave it at your door.
I guess I'll probably be in Mason's room, so unless he checks there, then...
I don't know if he knows to check there yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'll just pick up whatever is at the door.
Okay. It is a silk covered, it's like a small crate, a small wooden crate that's been very nicely wrapped in a red silk and tied with a, not like literal solid gold, but golden colored string. And roll an Arcana check for me, please.
God, it's a bomb.
It's a bomb!
There is an alarm spell on it. And there is a glyph of warding on it.
What does that do again?
Glyph of warding contains a spell or explodes when triggered. And alarm notifies someone mentally or with noise. There's a small note on it that says, for Garnet, and then in all caps, only.
Okay, and she like carefully opens it. Just
None of the spells go off.
It's not a mirror clone.
I'm here, come on, let's go.
You were thinking it. Someone said it. And inside is a small potion that is golden and vaguely flickering with light. It's a potion of greater restoration.
Yo, man's pulled it
Wow.
up. Oh shit. Any note, or is that just a potion?
Just the potion.
Could ask me out through the actually, this could be just like a proposal right there. This is an expensive potion.
Mm-hmm. You also
not
receive
hungry.
a
It on the
sending
desk.
spell from Inaro Sardashir. Blessed child, I know who you're looking for. I have a name and information. Where shall I tell you? Where shall I see you?
Sends back when and where? My place?
Is that all?
Yeah. My place now? Question mark.
I will dispense of my duties as swiftly as possible. Would the morning be possible instead?
Sure.
All right. And he's going to burn a third sending scroll to say that he eagerly awaits seeing you again. You can respond, but you don't have to.
All good.
All right.
Leave him hanging.
So
I guess-
he's going. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just like, I guess for Mason, like she'll just like stare off and then like smirk and smile and then okay, we got plans in the morning. We know who the Bronson spy is, so we can
Yeah,
figure that out.
that's what that was.
Yeah. What? What? What?
Okay, nothing.
What?
You
What?
just, it looked like that was your reaction was maybe something that wasn't just that. I mean, maybe you're just happy about hearing that news. I don't know.
I am stoked to hear who
Mhm.
is spying on my friend's family. And
I believe you.
I am pleased to get this news so soon. And you can come.
Okay. Yeah, if you'll
Yes.
have me along.
This
Yeah.
is not a date. We're sharing information. It's not like that.
Wait, with whom? With
Like Inaros. Inaros is gonna come
Anaris.
here, and then like
Yeah.
you can come because it's like
Okay,
it's
because
open
not a date.
invitation. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Because dates are usually with food, right? And
I guess I
something.
don't have to be with food. I don't think. Wait, what if it is a date?
I can't ask now. I already hung up.
You can sending back.
No, I can't. I can't be like, oh, thanks. Is this a date, Mr. Marshall? no, but that's too forward.
Okay, I'll come with, but if it's the vibe that it's a date, I can just go. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, because you'd be a good reader of the vibe, right? Let's do that. Be my vibe reader.
I no promises on. I might read it wrong. I might just leave to be safe. If it's not a date, great. You could fill me in later. If it is, great. You could fill me in later.
Do I wear the jewelry he got me?
I mean, yeah, probably. He knows that you like it. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Then sure, yeah, wear it.
Okay. Okay, see you in the morning. Unless you
Okay,
want to go
good
do
night.
something. Okay, bye.
Okay, okay, bye. And God, it's really weird lately. I don't know what the...
No, you're weird.
Briefly, is there anything else you want to add to the record that you're spending your time? We don't have to narrate it. We don't have to make it a scene. Just anything else you want on the record as things you're doing before the night.
I'd check in with Sventisco at one point through the day, just see where she's at with everything and see if he can help at all. But yeah.
Yeah, she's working with the Kizjon down in the Undercroft to help stabilize and prepare for the refugees.
Oh, cool. Okay.
There's some construction projects that the Academy is like actively working on outside in Gildenverge because it's going to be a tough order to get all the civilians inside the sphere. So they're working on tomorrow and like the rest of the month. They're planning on doing some more build up inside the Gildenverge to make it more defensible. Add some infrastructure. She's very happy because the Academy's actually helping, which is what she always wanted.
Something. Hell yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Garnet, do you go to Void lessons at night or no?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything you want to bring up with Elle now or just have sort of a normal training session?
I think we're still doing Sphere Annihilation creation class.
Yeah, it's
I know
going to
she
take
said
a
she doesn't
while.
know much. Yeah. Or if she had any thoughts about the scroll that Lozarin got her about pooling magic together. And she has like different ideas, like maybe like pooling a giant dispel, like if everyone casted dispel magic together, could we like, basic EMP an area, or like, combining multiple fireballs, could we make one omega fireball? Like what are kind of different ways to pool magic together?
IOTH himself was the master of this art. But there are others we could speak with. It's somewhat out of my purview. I've always done most of my casting alone. But let me run this past Untramaler and some of the other wizards. I know we have others who will be able to come up with something. Perhaps an enormous dispel magic could harm the Dark Academy, neutralize it.
And if void magic were to be mixed with other types of
Mhm.
magic, would that just destroy the other magic, or could it actually be combined in some
Normally,
way?
that's what happens. Void magic combining with other magic would just neutralize it and make it less effective. It might be possible to stop that if we insulate it somehow. It'd be very complicated. Maybe I'll talk with Mia Hethil about that. I think he'd be a good person to talk about with that. I can see about having these conversations tomorrow.
And shadow magic wouldn't be that same interaction, right?
Shadow magic is, because it's the power of paradox, it's much more compatible. Yes.
Okay, cool. That's all I had, question-wise.
Okay. All right. The two of you nerded out all night. Mason.
Yep.
The grass is soft and cool, and the air is crisp and fresh. And the night, the celestial lights, for there are no stars yet, that scatter across the sky are sparkling in 1,000 different colors. You're home. You're home. You're back in the mountains and valleys of Oryx. The secluded monasteries with the beautiful lakes next to them where your people practiced mental discipline, calmness, oneness. Learn from the example of Oryx, the righteous one. Feels good to be home. Give me a wisdom check, please. A flat wisdom check.
Okay.
Monka, how good is it though?
Everything's gonna be fine. A 9, but those luck still on the table.
Yeah, go
There's still
for
2
it.
left.
All right. Just 1. Okay, that was not lucky. I do have an inspiration from last time for doing the recap in my
Yeah.
solo
You can do that.
episode,
You can
right?
burn it.
All right.
Be so
Might as well
wise.
get. There we go. So wise, so wise. Third time's the charm.
Okay. Well, obviously you're dreaming,
Yep.
and you're aware of that. You've done some training in this regard. You're familiar with that. You know that you're dreaming. You also know that the shape coalescing from the celestial lights themselves, forming, solidifying, but never truly becoming opaque. Almost more of a translucent, iridescent, bluish teal color. Forming into wings, a long tail, soaring down. You recognize that is not your dream.
Mm-hmm. Is this a forming into like a dragon?
Yeah, it's forming into a dragon.
Oh. Okay.
And it flies down and then back up and sort of drags across the celestial lights, and they flow downwards almost as if it's the surface of rivers floating in the sky, splashing upwards as it twirls over itself around those and slowly starts descending towards you, but it is taking its time and it is enjoying its flight. As it gets closer,
okay.
you can see emerald green fur, tufts of emerald green fur running along its underside and on the top of its tail, where spines might be on a different dragon. And sparks of light, you can see light shining through its wings, and there's little flickering bits scattered amongst its scales, almost as if some of its scales were gemstones.
I guess if it's flying down, I get the sense that Mason knows that he's dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that's not like just a dream manifestation or a dream, like whatever. It's like something else.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll just be very curious, intrigued by it. I've had slight dealings with dragons recently, so like, is it one of them like coming into the dream or something? Is any of this like the coloration or anything like reminiscent of a specific dragon that I guess would know?
No. It doesn't match any of the 10 tribes of Ocarthal or their dragon gods.
I know anything about the dragons that were like sealed away or whatever? Like what they're
The 7
look like or
dragons
anything?
beyond the doors? No.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Mhm.
Interesting. I guess a little bit cautious, but I mean, nothing to do but wait. I think curiosity is on the forefront of Mason's mind. Observe the beauty of it, kind of marvel in it,
You're
and wait
not
for
going to
it to
ask me
do whatever.
anything?
Oh, I thought. Sorry, who? I don't recognize. Who are you?
Right, you wouldn't, because we've never met. So that makes sense that you wouldn't recognize me. Is it really this beautiful where you come from?
Oh, is this that dude in the episode when we went to Batholo, that the little kid that was the actual dragon god? Was it them?
Doesn't sound like
Was it
him.
him? Doesn't sound like him.
Mm-mm.
I don't know that I'm stumped. I I guess we haven't met. Should I mean, you know of me, obviously.
Yes. The dragon
How?
dives sharply
Hmm?
and then like pulls up at the last minute in a movement that should be physically impossible, but dream logic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get an image for you in a moment. It's gonna take me a couple of moments. Pulls up real short and then folds its wings down and curls up almost like a cat, not around you, but in front of you, landing on the ground.
How like large
Entirely.
is this dragon comparatively to
Up
Mason?
pretty large, like 20 feet across. Big
Okay.
old, not the biggest dragon you've ever seen. You've fought freaking Orn, his true form. Definitely smaller
Yeah.
than that. You'd say an adult. This is an adult dragon.
Okay. I guess how do you know of me? I can ask questions, I guess, right? That's okay.
Yes, that's allowed. Yes.
How do you know of me?
I don't, but I was sent to find you, so now I do.
By who?
By she whose hands guide the pearl through the night and hold it safe.
Who the fuck is that? What the? Would Mason know any of that? What that refers to?
Give me a religion check.
like that.
Alrighty.
Like that inspo of like the light of the pearl. Isn't that
Mm.
from someone specific?
Yes, quite.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, Titan, Raelta,
Titan.
one of the Titans.
Oh.
Yeah.
One of the Titans sent you to find me?
Yes. And now I have.
Find me for what reason?
Right. Because I'm supposed to help you. I'm supposed to help you because she needs you to help her. To help her.
With what?
Ooh, so pretty.
If you scroll down, you'll be able to see the full body art.
Ooh, okay. Very pretty. Help with what? What am I helping? What are you helping me with? And what am I helping?
Yes.
Emma?
So, Raelta told me that the sage told her that your friend Athalor has an uncle who's bad.
Yeah, presumably.
So Raelta is going to help the sage so that the bad things don't happen. But the
So
sage
help-
can't do anything right now, but you're going to help her.
And you're going to help me help her.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, alright. So do you have a name?
Yes. Wurunwa.
Lunwa. Nice to meet you.
Yes. It's nice to meet you.
So, I mean, do you know of what me and the people at IOTH Academy have planned already to help try to find the sage and get her out?
No. Haven't the foggiest. No idea.
Oh, okay. Do you... So you need me to fill you in on that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's another one though, and I don't see her very often. She's not here very often. She travels with you, but she's not the one who has the uncle who's going to do the bad things. A different one.
Oh, Garnet?
Yes, that one. Oh, that's a good name. Garnet. Garnet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good name.
It is.
Yes.
I agree.
Is she helping too?
She is.
Is anyone else helping?
Well, I mean,
They didn't mention
Professor
anyone else.
L now, and was Untermaler coming? Unreal Untermaler?
That's fine. I don't need to talk to them. I'll just talk to you two.
Okay.
Can you get her?
Here? Now?
Soon? Now? Fast? Fast is good? Yes.
Can I do now? I don't...
Tell you what, let me help. And Wurunwa reaches across and just smacks you. And you
the
wake
hell?
up instantly.
Okay, whoa, it's just like bolts upright in bed, just like, okay, sorry, Balvi, I dream. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
be right back. And Knight wakes up, puts on some shoes, and robes. It was Garnet's room.
She's not there.
What the?
Not.
No, you're studying void magic in the crypt.
Wait, what time did he wake up at?
Midnight?
Fuck. I just thought
I guess would know that Garnet does that, right? If she like
That's
has
up to
class at
you.
midnight.
That's not up to me. That's up to
wait, for the
Garnet.
If
memes,
Garnet would
can
have
I be
already-
home? For the
Yeah, you
memes,
can be
I
home for the memes. I will allow that. Yes.
Okay.
Scene change. You knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
I open the door to Mason in robes, and I'm just like,
Hey, something. Okay, let me. Okay, rewind. Deep breaths. I was sleeping, had a dream, and there was a dragon sent by a titan who wanted to talk to you, both of us, I think. So
just a dream. Think.
no. I mean, it was a dream, but that part was not a dream. I've messed with dream before, and you remember the Mordain and stuff. I can
Did
I
you
can tell that
take
that's
Mordain?
different. I did not take Mordain, no.
Did you take anything else?
No.
You thought about it.
But I did, because you brought up Mordain, I brought up Mordain, and I think that's actually probably a good way for us to get to there again, if we're gonna go together, because I wanted to talk to you as well.
So, do drugs to go see mystical unknown dragon.
Their name was
Titan.
Wurnwa. Yeah.
Do I know this name gnomes?
Nope, never heard it.
Magical entity class?
The name is not gonna. Okay, you know what? Roll it. We'll just see. We'll just see.
Gaslight me if I don't know.
Oh,
Okay,
this is one of those
that's
like if you get
wait, that's not even the right one. I can't read.
you're just like, do I know this? Answer athletics. No, you've never heard the name Wurunwa.
Well, I think that name is too weird for you to just make up on the spot.
It's not made up. It's a actual name that this dragon entity has told me. But are you interested in talking to them? They liked your name. They said it was a cool name. They like knew of you, but not your name. I don't really. They were sent to help with this. I guess like looks around. Are there any wardens patrolling or anything like that?
Nah.
Okay.
Keep your voice down, though.
Yeah. Trying to help us with getting the sage back. They knew that was the plan that we were trying to do. Get the sage back, and they was sent by Raelta, that titan, to help us get the sage back so that the sage could help. Wait, what was it again? It said that they were gonna help me get the sage back so the sage could help Raelta. Or we could help Raelta, or someone could help Raelta. I don't know, there's a lot happening.
Okay, well, usually the herald fucks around and dream and can disguise himself. I feel, I trust you. That we should maybe hang up some charms and stuff just in case.
Yeah,
This is
I
some
guess
herald shit.
thinking about it, the Herald might know, because I guess we had talked about that plan in front of the book, and if the book would have been known by Serpent, the Serpent could have told Herald, and Herald could have done this?
Then maybe just one of us is probably dreaming about the plan or something. I don't know. Let's go talk to this dragon. Get the stuff, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I'll be right back, okay?
Put some clothes on.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Runs back to...
So this isn't weird. Just looks around to make sure no one's up. Makes it at my door with a robe.
Runs back to room, puts more clothes on, gets just a little itty bitty bit of Mordain, just a little itty bitty bit. Goes back to Garnet's room. Knock knock.
Oh,
Just goes
hello.
in probably. Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I have a little bit of anyways, we'll
Are we
just...
microdosing now?
Yes.
Is this a edible smoke north?
You make it into I have little things here, a bowl, I'm gonna crush it, mix it with things, and we just kind of waft it, smell it a little bit, and then
Locks the door and makes sure that Una will watch it and alert us and wake us up somehow if something happens.
We will use violence!
Just wake me up or
With violence!
feed me the greater restoration potion if something bad happens, so it'll undrug me, ideally.
Yes.
Right. It's right there. That one in particular. Shiny one, yeah. Okay, cool. Before you feed me something else. Okay, ready.
Yep, I've been working on it. All right, here we
Puts
go.
hair
Just
up, like gets all comfortable, pajamas, get some water, some snacks.
Yep, might want some of that when we're done. But yep,
Roll
just get
1d100.
comfortable sitting position.
Huh?
Roll
For me,
1d100.
Both of us.
Crowan, because you're the one handling
Alright.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah, with the attempts to get back to similar place, and I mean, I guess the intent is for it to be loosely Oryx like homeland, and I guess wherever we end up though, this dragon will presumably find us. Hopefully 33 though.
Hopefully, probably. All right.
We're dead.
Oh fuck.
As you inhale the mist and your body becomes relaxed and your muscles feel heavy and your eyelids feel heavy and you fall asleep together and you both awaken in a fantastic landscape. It looks like somebody took the mountains of Oryx and reshaped them to be IOTH Academy. Not with the golden sphere or anything. Just like somebody broke up the mountains to form the grove and to form the spire, which is just a big mountain itself. And instead of the undercroft, there's one of the lakes. And all around it, instead of the sphere, is the celestial lights as a sphere. It is trippy. And very quickly, Garnet, you see the shape of this dragon on the other side of that scintillating rainbow-colored sphere, sort of pushing through it like it's a web or like it's an elastic, sticky surface, just like.
Is that?
Yep. Look there. You see them, right? Right.
You sure it's not dangerous?
I mean, it wasn't. They weren't. Moments ago. They took their time in getting them. They can probably hear you from here. Hello?
Super dangerous. But not right now, that's okay.
Oh. They can be dangerous.
Hello. You're
That's-
the gemstone person.
Garnet.
Garnet. It's got sparkle and also blood. I like it. That's a good name.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of sums up Garnet pretty well, actually.
Ooh, even better. Prophecy. I'm Warren Law. Are you going to help?
Help you?
Gelgeis. Helping Gelgeis.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to help you help Gelgeis.
We kind of have a plan. What's your
Dude,
plan?
that's good. I don't have one.
Okay, good talk. Kind of whispers to Mason. What the fuck are we here for?
I don't. They want to help, I guess. And I mean, a big dragon person sent by a titan, or not person, but big dragon sent to us by a titan in a dream seems like they'd be able to help out. A pretty big deal.
Quite.
This plan has sensitive information, and we shouldn't be just revealing this to dream dragons.
I haven't revealed any specifics yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping it stays that way.
Oh,
Well, like, what is this? What do you do?
I fly back and forth between waking and beyond.
How is this useful to dream dragons? What is?
Hmm.
Can you fight the Herald? Have you done that? Why haven't you?
Well, under normal circumstances, it would probably be a losing fight. But right now, I think I could help with that.
Yeah, maybe not even fight, but distract?
He's got no body.
Where is his body?
Don't know.
Can't you trace it through dream and physical stuff?
Well, his dreaming isn't with his body. It's with whatever that wretched thing we can refer to as a soul, for lack of a better term. So no, I wouldn't be able to find his body through dream. I'm going to let you in on a secret. I don't think it exists anymore.
The body?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
I don't know. Do you know what happened to him? Because I'm pretty sure Gelgeis was already stuck by the time that happened. Actually, out of character, the sage went sicko mode on Uncle right after your ritual went off because the threat was over. So I'm pretty confident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We did ritual, and then there was still some shit left in the gyre that we were trying to
But
fix.
she
and then
was
fucked off.
never down where it actually happened, so she did not see exactly what happened.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've been talking with Gelgeis mostly.
Is she okay?
Yes. Okay, so I haven't been talking to her. I've been talking to, but she's been talking to Railta, who talks to me, and asked me to come help you.
Oh, she asked for you to help.
Relta did, not Gelgeist.
Oh, she asked Relta, and then Relta asked you.
Right.
Why can't Railta just pull her out? What does she do?
I don't know. Why doesn't Zalar just always blow up everybody for you? Because he's got other things to do. There's a lot of important duties. The Pearl Moon is constantly beset by those who would darken its light, and it is only by her hands and her grace that it shines down upon us every single night.
Okay.
Big things.
She's also spending a lot of time trying to get her dad to knock it off.
Who's dead?
Realta's dad.
Which is who?
Yeah, I'm not saying that one. I don't want
Oh.
that. No.
Why?
The
Knock what off?
The Sovereign of the Skies.
Yeah, he's kind of
Oh.
annoying.
And the harm he does, and the pain he causes, and the lives he takes and those he imprisons.
So you can visit anyone through Dream?
Yeah. Unless they stop me. Most people don't know how to do that.
Can you visit Alex?
I haven't because of the company that he keeps or kept.
Well, he's in the void, so he has no company.
Oh. In the void?
Well,
That's
where that's where we think he is, but we've been trying to scry him and it hasn't really let us.
That should be super not possible. The void isn't a place you can be. It's just not being. So that should be a thing.
It's weird things happening recently.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Mm-hmm.
A great hunger draws close to these four kingdoms, and your friend is tied directly to it.
Athalor, right?
Yes.
Worried
yes.
about the uncle. Is worried about the uncle, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Can you like untie them from each other?
I think so. I haven't gotten that far yet.
But do you need the sage, or you can just do that, or maybe you could do
Not
that.
necessarily. It's just it wasn't what I was working on. The sage.
What are you working on?
I have plenty of duties, mostly appearing in the dreams of people who could be a whole lot but aren't yet, to drive them to acts of heroism, to push them in the right direction, help them be exactly where they need to be when the Knights of Terra Nimbus are about to hurt a bunch of people, and maybe give them a warning so that they take up the sword and protect the people who are weaker than them. I fly around a lot. Speaking
We
of which,
haven't gotten any warnings.
Well, I'm only one dragon.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, Mason, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That is a good question. I was thinking about a lot recently. I don't know, helping people with Sventisco
Okay.
somewhere, Batholo, maybe take us elsewhere. I don't.
All right. Helping
Out
people
in the world.
is really good, but you have some talents that set you apart from everyone else. Your gift with those runes. I know that you always just express it by helping other people fulfill their potential, shielding them from harm. But you have a gift, and you should hone that gift. Because if you take that time to focus on yourself and on making yourself better, you're going to be able to change so many more lives. If you really think big and focus on that, I think you're going to step out from the shadows. And you should, because the world needs that from you, okay?
Okay, that makes sense, I think.
You probably have
I mean,
a lot of years, but, start now.
with more runes?
Yeah. You're really, really good at it. You could do something incredible with that specifically, not just boosting everyone around you.
She thinks you're so cool. So therefore you are cool.
Thank you both. Thanks. Yeah. Kind of looks away, kind of awkwardly.
Right, so Gelgeist, the sage. Obviously, she can't get out through Dream right now because she's spending all of her focus. Yeah, we talked to her. Well, she talked to Raelta, and Raelta talked to me. So she's okay right now. Because the Herald can only harm her mind, and she can protect that. But she can't focus on anything else. So, you said you already have a plan. How can I help?
Well, when we go in, I guess you could distract him somehow.
Okay. Yeah.
Kill him, kill his soul, make it go back to his body, possible.
Well, again, I don't think the body's really... We haven't been able to figure anything out about that one. But yes, I can absolutely fight him, strike at him, do whatever I can. I don't really know what else he can do in this state, but it's the best shot I'll ever have at him.
If he were to retract and go back to his body, could you follow that trail of soul back to, if he were to have a body, can you go back in a shell, wherever that is?
Unless Gelgeist is in danger and needs me to stay, then I will do that.
Okay.
All right. You can be ready whenever we go. Is there any way to give you kind of like a signal or something when we're doing the thing?
Yes. Yes, because you won't be able to. Right. Yes. Here! And Uranwa reaches up and plucks out one of the more shiny, sparkling scales, and then plucks out a second one and hands them over to each of you.
Oh.
Just
Thank
hold on
you.
to this and say my name.
Okay. And they'll let you know? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do each one of these have a use? Can I do it twice?
No, we'll do whenever. It's just a question of whether I'm going to be, doing something or not.
Oh.
And you can be physically out there? Out here? Out there?
Yeah, yes, no, I exist physically. In fact, I do right now.
So, and you want to help us because the sage is gonna help Raelta, right? That's the plan?
One, she's been through so much, she does not deserve to be trapped like this.
Mm-hmm.
And two, she's warned Raelta of a grave threat that's going to require us to work together to stop it.
Yeah, that threat is what kind of put her there, so...
Yeah. But you said you could detach potentially Athalor from...
I don't know if I can.
But the whole process
Right.
here of what we're working towards could?
Yes, so essentially, from the limited information that we've been able to gather, Athalor is psychically enmeshed with his uncle. A form of connection that, because it's based on a hereditary connection and a sympathetic bond, can transcend planar boundaries, enabling that psychic connection to exist regardless of the presence of Lamriel's corporeal form and Athalor's position, barring any anomalies such as this void thing you keep talking about, which also, I will reiterate, should not be possible. Therefore, because Athalor is directly tied into his uncle, you want to hear the fast fix?
Sure.
We kill Lamriel.
Oh, that's the uncle.
Yeah.
Thought it was the other guy.
That there might be some harm to Athalor, but I don't believe, based on the nature of the enmeshment, I believe Athalor's identity, vital, and spiritual energy reserves are sufficiently distinct from his uncle, especially now that he's begun studying alternative forms of magic after Gelgai supplied a psychic barrier that temporarily severed the connection which gave us the idea in the first place. If Lamariel is eliminated, then with some spiritual healing and time, we believe that Athalor will be able to make a full recovery. Although it'll never be back to the exact same way that it was before. It's kind of like if you get a limb amputated, or if somebody who you really care about dies and they're never coming back, and you always feel that absence whenever you see their favorite teacup, or you're just at the table and there's an empty chair there where they always used to be. That doesn't go away, but that's okay because you can grow from that, and like a pearl forming around an irritation, that can become a new form of beauty in your life and bring depth to you and make you hold that much closer to the people who care about you and love you. So that's the simple solve. We could.
Sounds like you have a lot of experience with this.
No, I've just been thinking about it.
Oh,
Okay.
what's the longer part of without killing
It might
Lamariel?
be, a permanent mind blank artifact or tattoo or something along those lines, although those can always be broken. Based on that, if through direct psychic interfacing and spiritual purification of the two of them, it may be possible to disentangle them. It'd be a very experimental piece of ritual magic. It's possible that my lady could just do it. But Athalor would have to be completely willing and present.
Would she do it?
Of course. Of course. He
Okay.
doesn't deserve everything that he's been through either. None of you do. You should all just be able to experience the joy of youth.
Yeah, it's kind of long gone, but appreciate the help. We'll call you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This. Yeah.
And if you look for me here, you'll find me too.
In
Okay.
Mason's dream? Or in Mordane world?
Oh, you Mordane?
No, just
that
kidding.
was just a
Look,
little
I'm not a square, all right? I'm not a square, I'm not a snitch, I'm not a narc, but
Okay, good.
you know, if you just realize that you're dreaming, you can skip that whole part.
Yeah, but like to come here together, that's the only way that I had known how to.
You can find each. Well, it takes a lot of training. I bet
Yeah,
you guys may not have made it that far, but if you reach out, it's possible to find each other.
Maybe I'll try that sometime.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
knocked on
guess.
other people's dreams. I knocked on Alex's dream one time.
Oh, there you go.
Well, have you
Oh.
knocked on Alex's dream?
You already asked
recently?
that.
Yeah, did you? You didn't really give me an answer.
No.
Well, can you?
I can try.
That'd be cool because that's Harold's best buddy, and distracting Harold may involve whatever Alex is up to or where he is. I'm imagining is still in the void, but who knows? We haven't been able to really locate him.
If he is there and somehow still exists, which I will reiterate according to almost all known arcane theories, with the exception of some of the really esoteric stuff, should be entirely impossible, then I don't know if I can find him. I can try.
All right,
Dreams
do
are
your
brought.
best.
Yeah, no, I'll try that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
I'll call you
Yes.
soon. Yeah, it shouldn't be that long.
Okay. Dream well and careful with the waking up, okay? Did you pour it out when you were done?
Yep.
Okay.
Totally didn't say that I did, but I totally did because I'm not sure I would know to do that because, yep, done it before. All right.
Okay. I'll be there when you need me. And Wurenwa spreads their moonstone wings and without any wind whatsoever just sort of whooshes back up into the great rainbow beyond. Leaving the two of you standing there in psychedelic dream world.
Okay.
Okay.
Want to wake up or talk about it, or wake up and then
Let's wake
Go back to
up.
actual sleep and then talk. Okay.
I don't like being in dream.
All right. Pinch each other same time, right? 1, 2, 3. Pinch.
Ah, pinch.
It takes a charisma check to make yourself wake up out of dream, but you have enough. No, I am gonna have each of you make a wisdom or charisma check to get yourself out of dream.
All right.
14 and an 18.
See you.
And Mason, I'm going to invoke the Fickle Fate card that was played a while ago
Fuck?
and make you reroll that.
Bitch, what the fuck? You ain't going nowhere, bitch.
Okay, 16.
Okay,
Too
yeah,
clean.
no, you're still going somewhere. And now that I've used that power, you can use that power on one of my rolls.
Yeah,
Okay.
waits for the last 9 minutes of the session. Crazy.
Don't hate the player,
Alright.
hate the game.
Let's go fuck with some shit real quick.
Yeah, let's
First
go
roll.
crown the herald. Hurry, hurry.
True.
Roll 3d4 for me. Garnet, roll 3d4.
Roll 3d4. Sucks, but
Oh, actually, you didn't take a long rest. So, for the next 6 hours, the two of you have a -2 penalty on your constitution.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
I'm a sleepy. The missile is tired. The missile has had a bad dream.
What do the two of you do now?
We're woke up. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's clear everything else away. All right. We actual sleep now. Oh,
What the fuck? Are you inviting fucking dragons in your sleep?
I didn't invite. They found me. Relta sent them to find me.
Oh, okay.
That's what they said at least.
Okay. Well, let's keep these things out of sensitive areas while we're talking about sensitive information.
Oh, because they could. Oh yeah, we still have the things, right?
Yes, which should be impossible because you were in dream. But,
Yeah,
you know,
magic,
it do be like
crazy. Do be like that. Yeah, okay. Keep them hidden in rooms right before. I mean, you remember the book thing? We should probably tell Elna about this in the morning.
Yeah, I got a non-date thing happening that you're also coming to.
Yeah, is that like in the morning, like right when we wake up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So don't bring it for that, and then go get it and bring it to this
Yeah,
stage.
we'll
Okay.
tell her, it's fine, Magic Dragon Titan thing. Yeah, we'll get to it.
I mean, I guess we thought Book was fine, but Book was not fine. So I just want to be safe.
We're idiots.
You're
Alright.
you're right to be worried about it. I'm just,
Take
don't
your
know,
drugs
excited about it.
and go.
Okay, I will take my drugs and go. No more drugs for you.
No
Okay,
more
good night.
drugs. Good night.
Cleaning everything up and leave. Go back, sleep.
All right. So the two of you actually sleep. You awaken the next day, which were these normal times would be the first school day of the week. And the student body has indeed been summoned, but not to classes. They've all been brought down to help in the Undercroft with the preparations for the refugees, or they're going through basic emergency preparedness drills. First aid, damage control, basics of search and rescue, like all that stuff. You're excused because you've got a little bit of, I think you're a full level higher than everybody else right now. I can't quite recall. So you're fine. So. Do you go to breakfast? Everyone goes to breakfast. You don't have to though. You can wait for an Aros if you want.
That's what I'll do.
All right. Wait as well, I suppose. Wake up, go to Garnet's and see the vibes, if it's a date or not.
You receive a sending that a guest has arrived and wants to know where to meet you. A addendum has been added by the caretaker who sent the note. It says, also the guest brought a crew with him?
Yeah, the normal war, army squad, Phoenix Knights.
No,
stuff.
no, they've got like trays and carts, and I think I see a bunch of food.
Oh.
Don't. It could be a gift
I'm
to
going
No,
breakfast.
no.
You have
I
your
need
own
you.
breakfast.
No, come with me. Drags.
Wait, are
Do you want to allow yourself to be
sure?
dragged or no?
You need to
I mean, yeah,
update
sure.
this. I mean, I can athletics check if you want.
No, I wouldn't actually try to resist it.
It's
Like,
not
I
a
mean,
date. It's
you
just
mentioned how the
food.
date was the food thing earlier. I was like, doesn't have to be, but the
If
presumption
he
there was that
doesn't cook it, it's not. It's fine, right? It's right. You have to cook it for it
So
to
when
mean
people
something,
like
right?
go to the tea house and don't make their own tea but order it and go on dates there, that's not a real date then? Is
Ah,
that-
you're complicated. Let's go.
Okay, I thought you brought. Okay, bring me along to see the vibes, right? We're gonna confirm it, and then
Confirming
I'll
vibes.
let you. Yep. Okay. All right.
You make your way across the ring to one of the other chapter houses in a palace ground, like a little small keep that's built out, and it has some fine rooms, and one of them has been set aside. It's got big old windows and fancy curtains like hanging on the side. It's one of those rooms where when all the curtains are open, it's breezy and airy and full of light, and when all the curtains are drawn, it's like dark and warm and cozy, except the room's a little tall, so maybe a little bit like Beauty and the Beast vibes, castle vibes. When you arrive, the table is set in traditional Bronthan fashion. There is tea, there are pastries and desserts. Like, it's a full Bronthan breakfast spread.
How many seats are there?
As you walk into the room, a third seat is being drawn up, and a third table setting is being quickly set up.
Oh, there's only two. Oh, I was just walking Garnet here, just make sure she got here safe. You don't have to worry. Yeah.
Any friend of Garnet's is, of course, welcome if they are within her circle of trust.
Looks to Garnet.
I trust you. As long as you're not a clone.
You can go get the gem still. I'm right. I can wait.
It's fine.
Okay.
He just sits down.
As you wish, blessed child. And then one of the servants he brought along, like, pulls out a chair for you. They get all of you situated with food, and then they close the curtains and fuck off. Leaving the, like, Garnet and Inaros sitting on opposite sides of the table. And then there's Mason.
Oh no.
Did you want him? Was this supposed to be private?
The information that I've brought to you, blessed child, is absolutely in confidence.
I can still go. That's okay. I mean, you could fill me in on the details later.
You are more than welcome here. I don't know if you've ever experienced a full, proper Bronthan breakfast.
I don't think I have. A dinner, but not a breakfast.
He'll go ahead and pour you some a small glass of pomegranate juice himself. He's being an impeccable host.
Take a sip of it. Oh, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's just like in her hands, like, I fucked up. I fucked up. The vibe was red, but it was red too late.
And I think we're going to leave Inaros, Garnet, and the third wheel to their awkward breakfast as we go ahead and close out the episode and switch into detention mode. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us, and stay tuned for next time.